Hello, everyone. This is Ian, bringing you week one of Hive Season 5 Beedrill. It is my match versus TC. This is going to end up being post-com. It was going to be live com, and I actually recorded a live com, but there was an entire section of the video that actually, just didn't work properly. And the audio was really bad, and there was an entire section that just didn't want to be edited out, and I was just having problems with the video, so I'm gonna re-record it in post-com fashion, and ultimately this might be better to give you a better analysis of my thoughts, because during the game I was incredibly nervous, because this is the first time back in Beedrill for a season. Line this back up properly. And I wanted to do well. I wanted to do as well as I could against TC. And so this is how week one went. I'm gonna start with the team matchup. My team is at the bottom, his team is at the top. He had Latios, Necrozma, Mandibuzz, Chestnut, Talonflame, Rotom, Mega Gardevoir, Manaphy, Steelix, Fortress, and Mienshao. All of which I felt like offered something to this game. Latios, I wasn't quite sure about Latios. I figured it probably would come. I know I had a Tyranitar, but I feel like the rest of his team, I feel he had two fighting types. He had a Steelix. He had Mega Gardevoir that can punch holes through it. Necrozma doesn't die easily. I think it can even take a Banded Crunch and hit me with a Brick Break. Plus it can EV itself to be faster than my Tyranitar. So I wasn't quite sure if he was going to. I'm gonna try to line up the graphics more as I talk. I wasn't quite sure if he was going to actually keep Latios on the team. But either way, I needed to be prepared for it. I was scared of a Electrium Z sort of set. Necrozma, expecting it to come. It's a great check to a lot of my physical mons. Mandibuzz, iffy. It's a good check to things like Zygarde, Mega Kangaskhan. If Necrozma and Mandibuzz do come, I'm expecting if not both of them, to be Rocky Helmet. Same with Chestnut. I could see that coming to be Rocky Helmet. I could see him bringing, at least a double to triple Rocky Helmet core, because by drafting Mega Kangaskhan, I am forcing my opponents to bring probably at least one Rocky Helmet user a week, which is nice, in my opinion. Talonflame, huge threat to my team. Probably the biggest offensive threat to my team out of all of them, because outside of Tyranitar, I really don't have anything that wants to take its dual stabs. And that takes them well. Rotom, I don't see it. I have a Tyranitar, and a Nidoqueen, and a Zygarde. I don't see it coming this match. Mega Gardevoir, huge offensive threat. Manaphy, could be annoying. Steelix, Fortress, I'm expecting one of them to come. Mienshao, if it's banded, could actually destroy my entire team. Or just Life Orb, or Scarfed. Or really, if Mienshao does come, it could destroy my entire team. So yeah. Because my team, while it has fighting resists, they can be relatively frail on the physical side. I know I have a Sableye, but he has a Mega Gardevoir, and every time I bring in Sableye, even though I am part Ghost, Sableye does not have the greatest attacking stats, so Gardevoir could potentially just get a free switch in every time. And it could also potentially give him free switch-ins into things like Mandibuzz, because Sableye's bread and butter is Prankster, and Mandibuzz is a Dark type, so it can literally just sit there and sponge everything. So, that's the team matchup we have. I'm going to go into the team that I actually brought to this match. I have been disconnected. Also, another thing is that when I went to post this video, I realized that I accidentally put the 6 Mons that I was going to be bringing to my match versus Chess in week 2 of CUBA in the showdown thing. So if I uploaded it then and there after the match, it would have been really bad, because if my CUBA opponent saw it, they could just be like, "Oh, these are the 6 Mons he's bringing in this match. Okay, I can prep around that." But anyway, yeah. So first member of the team, Scarf Tyranitar. Scarf Tyranitar helps me against things like Latios, against things like Mega Gardevoir. It gives me a solid revenge killer. I can revenge everything that's not Talonflame. And even Talonflame, unless he is the set I was scared of throughout a lot of this match, unless he was Natural Gift Salic Berry, which would turn into Natural Gift Fighting, like I said, at +2, Talonflame could potentially just destroy my entire team. So, yeah. But I'm running Scarf Tyranitar mostly for Latios. It helps me Pursuit Trap Latios if he does decide to bring it, and I never have to worry about that thing ever. I have a measure or two to deal with Latios. I just don't want to have to, especially if it's Electrium Z. If it's Electrium Z, Calm Mind, or Dragon, or a set that I was actually fearing, him being like Dragon Dance mixed offensive with Electrium Z Thunder. I was half expecting him to be like a mixed offensive set with that type of moveset on it. But Crunch Pursuit, Fire Blast for Chestnut, Steelix, and Fortress helps me nuke those upon switch-in and potentially 2-KO them. Stone Edge, well, potentially 2-KO them only in Spadef Chestnut's sense. I'm pretty sure with 36 special attack investment, it 2-KOs everything but Max, Spadef, Steelix, and Fortress just gets blown away because it's a Fortress. I had to bring Stone Edge, otherwise I, weirdly enough, can't touch Mandibuzz with my Rock type. Like, I needed to bring Rock Stab just in case it came down to Mandibuzz, because I don't want him to find out I'm Scarfed, and I'm in a situation where I want my ability to be Scarfed to catch him by surprise, so he'll never want to bring in Mandibuzz, because he thinks I can just hit him with a Stone Edge afterwards. So, yeah. So, next member, Charcoal Rapidash. On his team, he realistically does not have a switch-in to Charcoal Rapidash. He does not switch in well to this thing at all. Nothing. His best resist is Latios, because nothing on his team wants to take a Charcoal-boosted Flare Blitz into a Wild Charge. Mandibuzz takes upward of 40% coming in, and if he decides to try and Roost-stall me with a Rocky Helmet set, which I am expecting him to be, I have Toxic and Morning Sun to stall him out. I know I'm running Morning Sun with Sand, but like I said, I'm only going to bring Tyranitar in very certain circumstances against things like Latios, and I don't expect Sand to be up that often. Also, another niche thing about Sand, it stops Talonflame from having Gale Wings. So, if it comes down to it, I can potentially knock it out with Selgor's Hidden Power Rock later in the match. So, Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, huge offenses. I explained why Toxic and Morning Sun are there. Next, we're going to go into Javier, the Selgor. Bug Buzz U-Turn. He realistically doesn't have, like, a lot of his switch-ins to Bug Buzz still take upwards of, like, 35% upon switch-in. Like, Steelix and Fortress do not take this well upon switch-in. Then they need to take a Bug Buzz plus a U-Turn coming in. I'm running Toxic Spikes simply because I needed a fourth move, and I felt like Toxic Spikes are going to be really good here, because while he has 3 immunities to Toxic Spikes, the things that do get hit by Toxic Spikes, like Chestnut, like Manaphy, like Mega Gardevoir, it is nice to get that extra bit of damage off on them, especially Mega Gardevoir, who can only recover if it's Wish. Like, Mega Gardevoir is a huge offensive threat. That's why I have Scarf Tyranitar. That's why I have Rapidash. That's why I have a Selgor. I need things to outspeed this. Everything except my last 2 mons does outspeed it. I can hit it really hard. And if Mega Gardevoir is forced to switch in on this thing, it will have to take a Bug Buzz plus a U-turn. I have U-turn specifically because I can't 2-hit KO most Mega Gardevoir sets. Like, if he's running any bulk whatsoever, I can't 2-hit KO it upon switch in, so I can do a Bug Buzz into a U-turn, and Hidden Power Rock is just for Talonflame. So, next up, we have Calm Mind, Draconium Z, Latios. I was thinking about running Ghostium Z with the Never-Ending Nightmare, but I didn't. I just ultimately thought Draconium Z would be better because it nukes everything outside of Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir, and specifically, like, nuking that would be incredible for my team. But since Latios is mostly here to get rid of Manaphy and potentially be a win con, I wanted Draconium Z to specifically blow back Manaphy, especially if I get into a Calm Mind war with Manaphy. Like, if it is running a Calm Mind set, I want something to hit that thing with massive damage, rather than just, I hit it with a Ghostium Z, do like 40%, and then all I had to hit it are Dracos. I could have run Dragon Pulse over Draco, but I figured just having the immediate power to dent his walls so that things like Rapidash and a Selgor can potentially win, or Tyranitar late game can potentially win, I figured that was more important. So, next up, Celesteela. I'm bringing Spadef Celesteela. He has Mega Gardevoir. He has a Latios. If he doesn't bring Latios, because even though I have a Scarf Tyranitar, I still need to pivot into Pokemon like Mega Gardevoir and Latios. And I am running Celesteela with Max Spadef for those Pokemon. Yes, I know that he'll probably run Thunderbolt on both of them. I understand that. I understand that this isn't a perfect switch-in. This is probably the most expendable member on my team. And I am fine with sacking this thing to Latios and Gardevoir. I just, especially if there's T-Spikes up, I want that extra bit of chip damage on him to put him in range of Rapidash and a Selgor, because weirdly enough, those are my offensive threats this match. So, Air Slash, Heavy Slam, like, Air Slash blows back most of his, Air Slash blows back his Chestnut, which opens the door for Scarf Tyranitar, and, yeah, pretty much that. So, finally off, we have, defensive, Primarina. Pretty much max HP, max defense, specifically for things like Talonflame. I can live a +2 Brave Bird from Talonflame. And for Mienshao. This also could be a backup check to Manaphy. It will take any +3 hit that's not a +3 Energy Ball. So in case Latios goes down, I do have something that can at least take a hit. But like I said, I have a couple things that outspeed base in 100, so I'm not too worried about Manaphy, honestly. So, yeah, that's the team. Wanted to go into depth here because I feel like Hive, since it's such a competitive league, I want to go in depth in every single thing that my thought process went through during this match. So, we're going to go into the actual match here. As that loads up, I just wanted to explain why the team building matchup process took a pretty decent bit. Alright, so even though we're on the opposite side, I'm going to switch sides when the battle starts, but I'm going to keep it here for a minute just for team preview. Going to make sure we're still recording first. Yep. Alright, so he brings Talonflame. Oh, he did bring the Talonflame. I knew he would. I was just kind of hoping not to see it. He brought Talonflame, Mega Gardevoir, Chestnut, Necrozma, Mandibuzz, Manaphy. The only thing I was iffy about is if he would have actually brought Manaphy. But looking at my team realistically, if it does get to +3, it can put in massive damage. No surprises here, though. Like, I was expecting pretty much everything that he brought. So yeah, Talonflame is not a shocker. Talonflame is not a shocker. Mega Gardevoir is not a shocker. Chestnut is not a shocker. Pretty much everything was what I was expecting. He didn't bring anything wacky. I was expecting potentially Mienshao over Manaphy, but it makes sense why he brought Manaphy. So, looking at matchup, my Latios is actually terrific here. Like, it actually mollywops his team at +1. Like, at +1, like, if I get rid of Gardevoir, Devastating Drake gets a kill. And I still have a way to hit Gardevoir. Like, if I get to +2 after a round of T-Spikes, and sand damage, Shadow Ball knocks him out. If I get up to +2, this match is just kind of over. So, yeah. So game plan is kind of using my Latios, not just as a Manaphy switch-in, but just as an overall win con. Tyranitar is inherently a lot less useful for checking everything that's not Gardevoir. And Talonflame, it can chip down things like Necrozma, but if he's like max defense, with, I would assume he has fighting coverage. Talonflame, huge threat to what I brought. And yeah, that's about it. So we're going to start the match, and we're going to immediately switch sides so that I'm on this side. So, God damn it. I'm going to decide to lead off with my Rapidash. I thought it led well against Chestnut. If he led Necrozma, I couldn't really stop him from getting up rocks with whatever I led with. So at least with Rapidash, I could punish him with a Toxic. So here I'm just going to go... I'm going to double into my Primarina, because it will take any 2 hits from Talonflame unless he's banded Bravebird. And if he is banded, I'm a little less scared of this thing, because I can't just set up in the late game. And if it is banded, then it will break its Gale Wings, and a Selgor always checks it. So I'm going to go into my Primarina here, and he doubles into his Mandibuzz. That shows me that he has Rocky Helmet, and since he didn't have the best switch into this thing, he's just hoping I die from recoil. So I'm just going to fire from Moonblast. I do find out this Necrozma's defensive, running actually some special defense investment just because of the fact that it took that Moonblast so well. A crit Moonblast so well. So I'm going to go into my Selgor, and he gets up rocks. Again, I couldn't really stop that, but I at least wanted to offensively pressure him. And here's where I make kind of a mistake. Because I got the Spadef drop, his Photon Geyser is now a physical move, and I am a minus defense nature, no bulk Selgor. So this Photon Geyser, which if it was a special attack, would do around 40, 50, 60, somewhere where I could survive rocks. Now it's going to do 75%. Like, that damage is ridiculous. So I do force him to sack this, and if he brings in Talonflame, I'm going to make him choose between keeping his Talonflame, or killing me. Because if he kills me, he will not have his Gale Wings anymore. So at this point, I'm just forced to leave a Selgor in. But that's fine. Like, a Selgor is going to hurt something that comes in no matter what. So I'm just going to fire off another Bug Buzz. That does 44% to Mandibuzz coming in, also revealing that it's some Spadef investment. So he can roost on me, because eventually I will get a Spadef drop. At this point, a Selgor can't come back in on rocks. Mandibuzz could be Defog, but I'm going to get up a T-Spike here. This way I can go into Primarina and click Moonblast. His Necrozma is too low to take one. You're either giving me Mandibuzz or you're keeping the T-Spike up. That's how playing the game. And he told me after the match that Mandibuzz actually didn't have Defog, so he actually did not have a way of getting rid of this Toxic Spike. So he will go for Foul Play that does legitimately leftovers damage, and I Moonblast him, knock him out. At 87%, it's still a roll to live a +2 Brave Bird. So here, I know he's going for Thunderbolt, but like I said, Celesteela is, at this moment, the least useful member. I could have hard switched into my T-Tar, token this pretty well, and then went for a Scarfed Crunch, but it wouldn't have killed Gardevoir, and I do need my Tyranitar healthy for Talonflame. Like I said, if he's Natural Gift Salac Berry, then he's Natural Gift Salac Berry. I can't stop that, but I will just go into my Celesteela. It's mostly here to be a pivot and rack up extra Toxic Spike damage. That's just 47%. I'm pretty sure that's modest damage. I'm sure he knows I'm going for Protect, but I just need that thing chipped down. So here, he's, like I said, I am okay with this as long as he loses his Gale Wings. I mean, I guess at this point, Gale Wings don't really matter. But I had no switch-ins to this Talonflame anyway, and I was half expecting him to predict Brave Bird. So, or just not have Flare Blitz in general, because I felt like his team, he has a lot of things that can just nuke Celesteela. So, I'm just going to go ahead and Leech Seed here, not let him set up for free. He's going to go out into Manaphy, as I believe I go into Primarina. Yeah, because I was hoping if he did Flare Blitz, I would get Leech Seed Recovery. So, I'm going to go into Latios here. Hard Latios. And here I make somewhat of a prediction and somewhat of a play here. Talonflame, if this thing gets weakened, wins. But he has a 27% Necrozma, I think. Actually, let me check. Yeah, 27% Necrozma. That's what I thought it was. So, here, as he goes for this, I'm going to go for Calm Mind here. Because I know Devastating Drake might be the quote-unquote best play, but if he knows that at this point, my Latios is the Z-move user. Because my Cellgor's dead. The damage showed that I was bug boosting item on his Necrozma. If anything is Z-move, he doesn't see an item at the rocks. If anything is Z-move, it's my Latios. He knows that I will be Z-move. This, at the end of the day, forces him to bring in Gardevoir. And I will get damage off on this if I go for Calm Mind here. Because he has nothing else that really wants to deal with this thing. So I will go for Calm Mind. I get the prediction right. He goes into Necrozma to sack it. And I now have a +1/+1 Latios in his face. I don't know why my screen's glitching out randomly. Stop. It was not doing this before. So, he makes a good play here, goes for sub, guarantees an extra kill. As I go for Leech Seed, at this point I was kind of throwing away my Celesteela, and he knew that. I was not expecting him to be sub, but that's a good play. Forces me to sack this and something else. So, yeah. I could have potentially went into Rapidash there and kept my Celesteela, but I didn't really see the point. So, I'm going to go into Rapidash here, as I'm forced to Flare Blitz. If I had to sack off anything at this point, it would be Rapidash. Now I'm going to go into Lottie, click Shadow Ball, Out comes Talonflame. I have to go Tyranitar. Like, I have to. If he is Natural Gift Salak Berry, he'll probably go for it now. But I can't risk him being Z-move. I cannot risk him being Z-move. Actually, in hindsight, I should have potentially went into... If you're seeing like a lot of blue flashes, I'm sorry. I don't know what that's about. It was not doing this before. Julie, hang on. Okay, I paused the recording, so hopefully it stops now. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. So, like I said, I go Tyranitar. Potentially I should have sacked Primarina here, because if he was Z-move, then I don't take the damage on my T-Tar, because this is, at this point, the best check to Talonflame, and if he is Natural Gift Salak Berry, he's Natural Gift Salak Berry, and he wins. Good prep. But if he's Z-move, I should have... I was just scared of him setting up Swords Dance, expecting my switch, so I wanted to immediately offensively pressure him, and he does go for the Z-move, because a regular Brave Bird would not have killed my Latias at that range, so he goes for the Z-Brave Bird. That's 36%. Does not do very much. He goes into Chestnut. I click Stone Edge. I wanted to click Fire Blast or Pursuit so badly. Oh god, it's happening again. Why? If this actually happens in the video, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. It doesn't do this when I'm not recording. So I wanted to go for Fire Blast so badly, but it hasn't been doing this the entire recording either, so I'm not sure what it is. So I wanted to go for Fire Blast or Pursuit so badly, because that would have neutralized the Talonflame problem, but if he stayed in, and he did tell me he was thinking about it, if he stayed in for any reason to try and burn my Tyranitar or something, I lose. So I just need to click Stone. As I predict, I lose. So I need to go for Stone Edge here. I can't mess around. I miss. Fine, I don't care. I'm going to need to go back into Latias. It's for this Chestnut. He goes for Leech Seed. I click Recover here. There's no drawback to me clicking Recover. I now click Calm Mind here, because, again, Manaphy can't really do anything to me. I will be able to live a Brave Bird after Ice Beam damage, or I can recover after he Ice Beams me to be at a range of HP where I will always live a Brave Bird. So, I can now just fire a... Yeah, okay, not this turn. Since he goes for Tail Glow, I don't even need to bother recovering. So, like, I can't recover, so I have to fire off my Z-move here, knock out Manaphy. It's a guaranteed KO. Out comes Talonflame. Here is a potential 50-50. He could double here in order to draw my Draco, and then at -1 set up and potentially win. But I feel like with Brave Bird recoil, and with Draco damage, and with sand damage, I feel like he wouldn't have enough. Like, he'd take upwards of 40-ish% from Draco. He'd take around 30-ish% from recoil. He'd not like 30-ish, like 20-ish% from recoil on my Latias. He'd take sand damage. Well, he may have, but my best play is to go for Draco here. And realistically, I just win the game as long as my Draco's hit. It does hit. Now here I make a bit of a weird play. He's going to go on a Chestnut. It's his only Pokemon left. I win at this point, depending on the set. I just didn't want him to be like Leech Seed, Toxic, Synthesis, whatever. I just felt like he probably was gonna. I just for some felt like he was going to either Synthesis, Spiky Shield, do anything but Drain Punch here. So I do this just to stall out Synthesis, but he's gonna kill Tyranitar. And I mean, it ultimately doesn't matter for anything but differential. I still win. I just wanted to stop him from being able to Synthesis. That was kind of a dumb play in hindsight, but I just wanted to make sure that he couldn't Synthesis stall me. If he was like Synthesis, Toxic, Leech Seed, Drain Punch, or something weird like that. But even if he was that, he wouldn't be able to stop Primarina. So, yeah, in hindsight, that was just a dumb play. But I'm just going to go for Calm Mind here. As he starts Spike stacking, and it's at this point I've realized he doesn't even have Synthesis. He has Leech Seed, Spikes, Drain Punch, and he will reveal Spiky Shield here. I'm assuming that was also for Mega Kangaskhan. But, yeah. But, yeah, at this point, I just Draco. I win. Even if I don't kill him and he somehow kills my Latias, he can't touch my Primarina, and I will beat that thing down. So, that's a 2-0 win in our favor. The Pittsburgh Steelers starting off the season relatively strong. Mary Beth the Latias picking up 5 kills. Actually, wait. Yeah, 5 kills. The only other kill was by Primarina. 5 kills from Latias. That was great. That felt incredibly great. The first week starting off pretty strong. Next week we fight Owen and the Lienstar Latias. And he is one of the best players in Beedrill, in my opinion. And he has a very scary team, and I would not be surprised if we lose. I would not be surprised, but I am still going to fight as hard as I can to get this, to keep this roll on Beedrill. Also, I'm sorry if you see blue flashes on the video. I've tried to record this thing like 2 separate times, and for some reason, something happened the first time, something happened the second time. I lost my live comm. My first attempt at a post comm did not work. If there are blue flashes, I don't know what's happening with my recording software. I may need to get a new one. But, yeah, because my recording device does not act up. Did not act up until I started recording. And now it's just occasionally doing blue flashes across the screen. I hope that doesn't translate to the video, but it probably will. So, yep. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week, and we'll have a CUBA matchup soon. So, yep, enjoy.